Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Liverpool's best business of summer window isn't Florian Wirtz. Liverpool spent big on Florian Wirtz this summer, but Giovanni van Bronckhorst could prove to be the bargain of the transfer window at Anfield. Florian Wirtz may be the standout signing for Arne Slot's Liverpool this summer. Yet Giovanni van Bronckhorst could turn out to be the masterstroke. The departure of Johnny Heitinga, the unsung hero behind Liverpool's Premier League success last term, to Ajax was a tough pill to swallow. However, the Reds have acted quickly, bringing in the highly experienced and decorated Van Bronckhorst as a top-tier replacement. With 7 trophies under his belt from stints in the Netherlands, Scotland, and Turkey, Van Bronckhorst brings a wealth of success to the table. Notably, the ex-Arsenal and Barcelona defender, who has 105 caps for the Netherlands, has even outshone Slot at Feyenoord with 5 trophies and led them to their first Eredivisie title in nearly 2 decades. It's no shocker that he's eager to team up with his fellow Dutchman at Anfield, as they eye an unprecedented 21st English League title. Van Bronckhorst has previously lauded Slot, saying, "Arne Slot is an exceptional coach in my eyes. He is showing great things with Liverpool and is doing that in the toughest league in the world. I have seen it as an Arsenal player. The Premier League is extremely tough. But Arne was successful in his first year and he's a really great coach. He's also been sacked once in his career at AZ Alkmaar. A sacking hurts." Van Bronckhorst, the man who led Rangers to the Europa League final in 2022, has been without a job since his dismissal from Besiktas last November. Having worked under the likes of Arsene Wenger, Frank Rijkaard, and Guus Hiddink, he had grown frustrated with the lack of patience in today's football world. This is exactly why the chance to be part of Slot's Dutch revolution at Anfield was an opportunity he couldn't pass up. Reflecting on his time at Besiktas, the 50-year-old said, "The year before I arrived, they had finished 43 points behind the champions. You can't close that gap in 4 months, but clubs don't have patience anymore. The pressure is huge." Although this is his first coaching role in England, he knows what it takes to bring out the best in some of the world's top players. Being fluent in both German and Spanish, Van Bronckhorst will be able to assist with the integration of £116 million signing Wirtz and goalkeeper Georgi Mamardashvili, who is joining from Valencia. This will also provide an additional line of communication with Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez, should they remain at the club. Moreover, it's worth remembering that Van Bronckhorst was a key leader in a Barcelona dressing room that won the Champions League and included both Ronaldinho and a young Lionel Messi. Liverpool lineups for Preston North End as Florian Wirtz and 3 others make debuts. Our writers take a look at some of the Liverpool players who could be in action at Deepdale this afternoon in the pre-season friendly opener with Preston North End. Liverpool play their first pre-season friendly of the summer today, July 13th, when they travel to Deepdale to take on Championship side Preston North End, 3 p.m. kickoff. It will be a match tinged with sadness for the Premier League champions, for it will be their first since the tragic death of their striker, Diogo Jota, and his brother, Andre Silva, in a car crash in Spain on Thursday, July 3rd. Now life for the devastated Reds squad has to move on. They returned to training on Tuesday, July 8th, and now they return to the field of play against Preston this afternoon. Ahead of the game, our writers take a look at the lineup Liverpool head coach Arne Slot could name: Theo Squires. Beyond very emotional scenes as Liverpool take to the field for the first time since Diogo Jota's tragic passing, it is very difficult to predict what to expect from the Reds against Preston. I'm going to take a punt and suggest that Arne Slot might use the box midfield formation as he did at times last preseason and during the campaign. Such a setup would see Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo start on the wings, with record-signing Florian Wirtz making an unofficial debut alongside Dominic Szoboszlai as the 2 number 10s. Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis Mac Allister, assuming he is fully shaken off the niggling injury that ruled him out at the back end of last season, to complete the box. This is purely speculative, but because Alisson Becker was the only Liverpool player in his own clothes rather than training when they paid a group visit to the memorial site in honor of Jota and his brother Andre Silva on Friday afternoon, I wonder if he started preseason a little later than his teammates. He was reportedly in Portugal for his late teammates' 7th-day mass on Wednesday. As a result, I'm going to start Georgi Mamardashvili in goal, as the Georgian also gets an unofficial debut from the start. Jeremy Frimpong will have to wait, though not very long for a substitute appearance. Connor Bradley can start at right back with Milos Kerkez making a maiden appearance on the opposing flank. Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate then complete the 11. My team, for -2-2-2 Mamardashvili, Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, Kerkez, Gravenberch, McAllister, Soboslai, WIRTZ, Sulla, Gakpo, Paul Wheelock. This feels strange to write and almost trivial to write. But as the brave Liverpool players are showing by returning to training and now returning to action, life must indeed go on. Understandably, there has been no footage from the AXA training center this week. Instead, the focus has quite rightly been on Diogo Jota and Andre Silva and the tributes that continue to be paid outside Anfield to the brothers. Liverpool predicted lineup and players available versus Preston as Florian Wirtz and 3 more debut. Liverpool takes on Preston North End today with Arne Slot set to use plenty of players as pre-season begins. Florian Wirtz is expected to play his first minutes for the club. Liverpool returns for its first pre-season friendly of the summer today, with Arne Slot's side taking on Preston North End at Deepdale. Before the game, tributes will be made to Diogo Jota and his brother, Andre Silva. You'll Never Walk Alone will be played ahead of kickoff in remembrance of the pair, who were tragically killed in a car crash earlier this month. There will be a minute's silence. Both sets of players will wear black armbands, and a commemorative matchday program has also been produced. In the first step back to something closer to normality after such a difficult period for everyone involved at Liverpool, the Reds decided to go ahead with the match. Though it will be tough, the players felt that it was the best approach. Stefan Bajcetic is injured at the moment, while Harvey Elliott and Tyler Morton both played for England U21s this summer and could have more time off as a result of that. But everyone else is back and available to feature. Slot is likely to use lots of players here, and selecting a starting 11 would be pointless as a result, with most potentially playing 45 minutes to get some rhythm back in their legs. However, we should get the first glimpse of Florian Wirtz in a Liverpool shirt. It will be interesting to see where he plays. He could operate as a number 10 or a false 9 and played both roles at Bayer Leverkusen. Fellow new signings Jeremy Frimpong, Milos Kerkez and Georgi Mamardashvili are also likely to be involved. Armin Pexi and Freddie Woodman, 2 more goalkeepers, might also take part. If Slot were to pick 2 starting Zais, it could look something like this. A listen. Bradley, Gomez, Van Dijk, Kerkez, Gravenberch, McAllister, Sulla, Wirtz, Gakpo, Diaz, Mamardashvili, Frimpong, Konate, Nallo, Robertson/Tsimikas, Endo, Nyoni, Chiesa, Soboslai, Jones, Nunez. That excludes Elliott and Morton, but also the likes of Ben Doak, who could be sold this summer amid interest from various clubs. Even at this point in pre-season, Slot has plenty of options to choose from. A T centre-back is where he lacks some depth. Young talent Amara Nallo is the likeliest to step up alongside Van Dijk, Konate and Gomez, with Jarell Quansah having moved to Germany. Whoever plays, the game will be taking place in difficult circumstances. And in any case, friendlies are not the most instructive in terms of the level Liverpool will reach in the coming months. Slot and his players will make the most of the chance to get some minutes in their legs. There might be some hints like where Wirtz might play, but nothing too much should be read into whatever happens beyond that. 3 things to watch out for as Liverpool faces Preston, including Florian Wirtz, hint, and new faces. Liverpool returns to action with its first pre-season friendly of the summer today, taking on Preston North End at Deepdale, with Diogo Jota set to be remembered beforehand. Liverpool is set to play its first pre-season game of the summer today in unspeakably difficult circumstances. Taking to the field at Preston North End's Deepdale Stadium, this will be the first fixture since the tragic passing of Diogo Jota. Arne Slot's side last played on the final day of the Premier League season against Crystal Palace at Anfield when it lifted the trophy at the final whistle. But there are now fewer than 5 weeks to go until it faces Bournemouth to kick off 2025-26. Before then, the Reds are traveling to Asia to face AC Milan and Yokohama Marinos. They also face Athletic Club and have the Community Shield at Wembley. Before the Preston game, Jota and his brother, Andre Silva, will be remembered. You'll Never Walk Alone will be played ahead of kickoff. There will be a minute's silence, and both sets of players will wear black armbands. Commemorative program has also been produced. Here's what else Liverpool.com will be looking for. New signings. Liverpool has brought in some top talent this summer, and this should be the first chance to take a look at the hugely exciting Florian Wirtz. Georgi Mamardashvili, Milos Kerkez, and Jeremy Frimpong should also feature. In the case of Wirtz, it will be the first hint of where the German playmaker might be deployed. He is probably thought of by most as a number 10, but he has played as a false 9 before too. Whatever happens here won't be final, but might be the first suggestion of what Slot has planned for a player who could become the British record transfer fee holder. And it isn't just players who have arrived either. In the dugout, Giovanni van Bronckhorst is among those to have been added to Slot's coaching team. The former Barcelona fullback has vast experience and replaces John Heitinga, who moved to Ajax as head coach. Squad numbers. The new signings that Liverpool has made have not yet confirmed which number they will be wearing on their back when the new season kicks off. WIRTZ & Co. are likely to wear high numbers today before their actual choices are revealed later in the summer. Liverpool will not be wearing its new kit yet either. The deal with Adidas doesn't come in until August. It might be at that point that the Reds confirm the numbers of their new arrivals once fans are able to get their hands on the jerseys. Managing minutes and young talents get a chance. In all likelihood, the majority of Liverpool players won't feature for more than 45 minutes. Indeed, we could be in line to see two entirely different starting sides. At centre-back, there is only Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Konate, and Joe Gomez. That is likely to mean a younger talent stepping up, with Amara Nallo being the obvious selection. Across the rest of the team, too, there could be a few youngsters hoping to get an opportunity. Trey Nyoni and Rio Ngumaha should feature as two of the most promising. Ben Doak, Kai Gordon, Louis Kumas, and Jayden Danns almost don't count as being in that young group anymore as they have been around for so long, but it will be interesting to see how many of that contingent are involved. Each of them could make a move away from Liverpool this summer, either on loan or permanently. Playing here could put them in the shop window or offer the chance for Slot to have an extra look at what they can do. Thanks for watching. Like and comment and subscribe.